dial. This is the Fly Mackey Show, and I'm your host, Fly Mackey. Have a great evening. Just got on a phone call with somebody in North Carolina, Barry. Hi, Barry. Barry was getting tired. He's not the only guy. Usually what happens is I'll call, we get people that call in that want credit, and they call at all hours of the night. And when they do, I call them back right away. I call them back right away and say, hey, I'm a real dude. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you called me. I didn't think anybody was actually going to call me. Like, wow, so excited. Anyway, the sponsor of the show tonight is A1 Roofing Solutions out of Phoenix, Arizona. And we are in their locations. And great people. They're coming to Texas there. So hello, Corpus Christi and Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Texas, and Lake Charles, Louisiana. We're moving to a different channel. And I think we're coming to a channel near you in Arizona in the next month. So we're real excited about what's fixing to happen here. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the crypto world. By the way, when you call us, we're going to call you back with a very specific agenda, and that is to talk about what kind of credit you have now, how long you've been in business, ask you some general questions about your finances, and see if we can help you if you're a good candidate for getting credit. I'm going to move my camera a little bit there. See if you're a good candidate for getting credit. And then if you are, we'll reach back, we'll talk to you about what your options are. And we have what's called a done it for you program. It's the value, the cost is $10,800. It's not very much. Now, some of our competitors, they're not really our competitors because they're so much bigger than we are. They charge $30,000, $50,000, $100,000, and they do great work too. We're not as big as those boys, but we've helped raise millions of dollars and for our customers. And the easiest way to get credit is with 0% business credit. The easiest way to raise a couple of $100,000 is with 0% business credit cards. They're the easiest. And it took us a long time to learn how to do this, but we are experts at doing it. Okay? That's all I got to say. We are very good at it. And of course, I have a whole team. We have a chief financial officer. We have a chief marketing officer. We have a chief operating officer. We have a director of finance. We have a director of content. We have a couple of engineers, all kinds of people that work here. But we have a full staff. We have a staff that knows how to put your profile together. We have some of the best mentors to help you along the way. We do the most of the work for you when it comes to getting the credit. And typically, somebody with a 680 to 700 or higher credit score that has $30,000 or $40,000 in the bank minimum, because then we'll show you what to do with it, have in business, that you already have your business LLC and a business account, and your profile is in order. Sometimes that may take us a week or so to get it in order for you. But typically, a person that hires us gets somewhere between 50 and 50,000 and 300,000 in about a week or two in 0% business credit cards. Now, once again, it's not what you get in the beginning. It's what you get later at the end. And what I say by that is you're in business today. If you're in business tomorrow and next week and next month and next year and the year after and 10 years from now, your credit amount of credit, and your credit lines are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's just the way it is. It never ends. The more business you now, if you want to be a one-man band, you may decide, hey, I'm not going to do massive amounts of credit or credit lines. But if you decide, hey, I want to grow a business so I'm not working the business, isn't that a novel idea? Have a business that you're not actually the one doing all the work. You're running the business, you're overseeing the business, but you're not doing all the work. That was the hardest hump that it took me to get over, was learning how to not do all the work, like hire people and leave them alone and let them do their work. That was the hardest part. But once I learned, and I learned that by listening to my mentors who said the first thing that you need to do is hire somebody right away, like an assistant. So I hired a personal assistant right away, and she's been with me a long time. And that personal assistant has been nothing but, you know, a duplicate of myself. And then from there, we started hiring other people. And I can say that when this is all said and done, she's going to be a multi-millionaire. She's going to be worth tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars as we scale our business. She's already richer than I am. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, boy. I can't believe we get to do this stuff. I'm telling you, if my mom could see me now, she'd go, itty bitty. I can't believe what you're doing. Holy cow. I say, Mama, I am not a financial advisor. We're not giving financial advice. Anybody can do what we do. We're just showing people how to get the credit. And it costs us, you know, lots of money and lots of time and man hours to learn how to do it. But the banks, what we do is we show you how to make yourself attractive to the banks. Now we do it for you because, you know, you're hiring us. So we do it for you. It's like hiring a roofer, like A1 Roofing. You hire these guys and they're going to do what's called a manufacturer's install. These guys are, it doesn't mean they're the best. What it means is they've been trained by the manufacturer. Like if you were going to have something put together, would you rather have hired somebody from the store and say, hey, you know, somebody that they've hired and trained in the back or whatever, nothing wrong with that. But would you rather have them come put your or whatever you buy together? Or would you rather have the manufacturer send somebody out and put it together for you? Well, the manufacturer, that's a no-brainer because the manufacturer is the one who made it. And if the manufacturer made it, you know, they know exactly how to apply it or how to put it on or put it together. That's what these guys do at A1 Roofing. Coming to a town in Texas near you soon. Okay. So when we do the credit for you, we know exactly what the cards companies and the banks are asking for. Like we were taught, and then once we were taught, we go do the application. It's like a manufacturer's install. Like we follow the directions that we were taught, and you get credit every time. Is it 100% of the time? No. Every once in a while, the computers will screw it up. I'll give you an example. We had a guy named Dennis, and Dennis, he's out in Pennsylvania. Hi, Dennis. And he applied for a Chase credit card. And I'm going to tell you about two different instances here. But he applied for the credit and he got denied. And we're like, wow, how could you get denied? Now, his credit score was pretty high in the 740s, high 740s. His income wasn't that high. and his overhead wasn't that high. His debt to income wasn't too bad. It was pretty good. It wasn't that great, but it was pretty good. But it shocked us that he got denied. And so this is why we do it for you. So he found out, oh, I'd rather you do it for us, okay? So as we started doing it for him, we found out, oh, the addresses needed to be the same. It helps if you use the same bank in the same state you're living in. You know, tax return needed to be done. So what normally would have taken a week to 2 weeks to get somewhere between 150 and 250,000 took a couple of months because he had to straighten some things out that we couldn't do for him. Now there's some things that we did for him. Like we did 80% of the work, but once again, he was banking in another state. So we helped him straighten some things out. And then once he got it straightened out, then and Chase Bank gave him 30 days to do it. And so, he did it and we did our part. He did his part. He reapplied and they said, well, congratulations. And then they sent him a letter saying, sorry, you've been denied. And I'm like, I know, but they told you congratulations when you did the work they asked you to, and then you called them back. They said, congratulations. That means that you're going to get it. And he said, well, the letters, and he sent the letter to us. He snapshot, emailed it to us, and it said, sorry. And then a few days later, he gets a letter in the mail. They had a credit card in it. And I said, okay, so before you activate that card, let's call them. And that's what we did. And we asked him to give an increase closer to what he was asking for in the beginning when he filled out the application. The reason that you want to ask for the higher cards is so that you can put as much as you can on those cards, your overhead, while you're waiting for the revenue to come in. But it's easier if you put it all on as much as you can on one card. So he asked for a higher card and they denied him and said, sorry, we're going to deny you that. And let me back up. They sent him an email saying, congratulations, we're going to give you the card. And it was for $22,000. And I said, great start. But they hadn't sent him the second letter yet. The second letter they sent out had the card in it. And in the letter, it said, congratulations. And they added another 10,000 onto the card. So even though they denied him the extra $30,000 that he was asking for, they did give him 10. So he wound up having a $32,000 starter card from Chase Bank. And that's the way it works. And then we went on to, after we showed him what to do with Chase, then we went on to Bank of America, and he also got quite a bit of credit from them as well. And that's the way it works. So once you learn the strategies, anybody can do. I mean, you could do it over and over and over. And then once you use the card, like I was talking to a fellow named Barry just a few minutes ago, and great conversation, but it was kind of late, so I kind of caught him at the end of the day. And if he's like all the rest of us business owners, we work 12, 14, 16 hours a day, and he was wore out. So I said, let's talk tomorrow. But I went down and asked him all the questions and stuff, but he was falling asleep, and I'm like, Barry. So anyway, we'll talk to him more, and I won't catch him so late in the evening. But once again, we teach you exactly what we need you to do. And if you follow our instructions based on what we do for you, there's a high probability that you're going to get credit. This is not rocket science, but we've been taught how to do it. And there's a strategy to do it. So if you, let's say, walk into a bank and people say, oh, I love my banker. Let me tell you, your banker doesn't love you. I'm sorry. They're great people, but their job is to sell services. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's what banking is. So what you want to do is you want to ask your banker, hey, can you are you authorized to give credit? And if you are, on your signature, how much can you give? How much can you give? And if they say, oh, $500, you tell them, I want that $490 card before I leave here. If they say 5,000, I want a $4,950 credit card before I leave here. If they say 50,000, you tell them that you want a $49,500 credit card before you leave there. Okay, that's what you want to ask for, because they have the authority to give it to you. If they don't have the authority to give you, and they say, well, let's pull up an application and I'll do the application for you, don't do it. Wait, because they're going online. They're not doing it internally. It's not how it works. They're going to go online and they're going to apply for a credit card just like you would have done it if you were sitting at your kitchen table at home. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just telling you the facts of how this works. And they're not talking to anybody internally. It's going to go, they're going to literally pull up the app, which they have. They have all the links there. They're going to pull up an application from one of their banks, and then they're going to apply just like you would at home. Okay. So it's better that you do your own applications and not let the banker do it. There's nothing wrong. I mean, they're not, once again, bad people. They're great people. They just don't know any more than you do. Okay. So you can ask them, hey, by the way, have you ever got anybody credit? And if you have, what's the highest limit that you ever got them? And I asked a banker that too long ago, and she said a couple of 100,000. I said, what does that mean? A couple of hundred. She said, well, 200,000. I'm like, okay, well, we want to apply with you. So you're the one. She goes, yeah. She said, I'm not the one who made the decision, but I facilitated with a relationship manager that was above me at one of the regional banks. And I have a relationship with that manager. And so because I have a relationship with the manager, then I go directly to that manager. I'm like, great, perfect. And that's what you want. You want the decision maker of who can make the decisions. And they don't teach this thing in schools. There's not a place to go learn this stuff. And we learned by trial and error. And we went to the banks and said, will you teach us? And then we hired some great people too, who knows what they're doing. So anyway, that's how that works. And then once you learn this process, it's just a rinse and repeat. You do it over and over and over. And I had somebody on Twitter or an X tell me the other day, it sounds like a get rich pyramid scheme. Okay. First of all, dummy, you're not getting rich if you get credit. If you get credit and you use it, you're going into debt. Remember that. You're going into debt. So it's best when you get these credit cards that you use the money, or any line of credit. Make sure you use the money on something that's going to make you more money. Like, I wouldn't be buying a car, and people do this all the time, and we don't care what you do with your money. It's your money. You do what you want with it. We'll help you get it because you're paying us to do it. You do what you want with it. But the best way is to make sure you spend the money on something that's going to make you more money. And then when you do that, the banks are going to, and then you, as the money comes in and you start paying the cards, then the banks are going to increase those credit lines. And they'll make them bigger and bigger and bigger. And when you have a business like this one guy here, and we won't say his last name, but Barry said he made about $150,000 a year. He's got a great little business too. So when you learn how to put that $150,000 on credit, then your credit lines will increase in a big way. And then we'll help you apply for more. And and more and more and more and more and more. Okay. So there's a strategy to it. There's what's called phase one, phase two, and phase three. And then you can just keep going as much as you want. But once again, it's not that hard, but it's knowing exactly what to do. And based on what this guy, Barry, was telling me, and once again, we won't say your last name, Barry. He's asleep, sound asleep right now. He worked hard today. He said, I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm like, okay. He said, I'm about to fall asleep. I'm like, oh, okay. I can't tell you how many times that I've worked and fell right back and just like, woke up sitting at my desk. I didn't really have a desk, sitting on the couch with the little, the little table in front of the couch and doing my best to make it my office and passing out. That's what business owners do. Anyway, I asked him all the questions and he told me. And, based on what he told me, there's no way or no reason why this guy can't get himself somewhere between $50,000 and $300,000 and 0% business credit cards. But it's how you apply. That's the key. How do you apply? Let's look at a little Bitcoin right now. Let's see what's going on with Bitcoin. Oh boy, wow, look at this. Ooh, look at this, $60,680. This is going to be interesting. This is all the way back to April. Let's take a look at let's take a look here. I'm just going to do a couple of lines here. And so you can see where this may be going. I don't know exactly. I mean, let's just take a look at this. And the reason I'm drawing like this is because I'm just trying to show you some trend lines of what this looks like. So you see here, this is where it made its all-time high right here at $73,000, 73,500 or so. This is probably, but you see here it is trending down. Let's look at the weekly chart and see what this looks like on a weekly. See here how it hit the high here at 64,000. Then it hit this one right over here about 65 or so. And then it hit the high here at $73,000, 73,500 or so. See that hit the top of this one, top of that one, top of that one, and then it started its descent here. This is on a weekly chart. You see it hit its all-time high, then it hit the top of this candle here, and this candle right here hit the top of this candle here. This is the week of June 17. And then right now, right where it's at this week, right, it's actually right there hitting the top. So it's trying to make its way out of this channel right here that is traveling in. And there's a lot of channels as we speak. This is not the only channel, okay? It's not the only channel. So let's take a look at another channel here. We can go all the way back to 2019 if we wanted to. Here's where it started. Right here. Back on the 17th. So those of you who are out there talking about, hey, you know, this thing is too volatile and too risky, Bitcoin has done nothing but go straight up for the last 14 years. Okay. Nothing but go straight up. And you see this? It's gone nothing but straight up. And has it gone down? Yes. Now it's tried to travel in this lane right here. This is a lot. This is fun to do. It has tried to travel. Let's get rid of that. So here's where it started, you know, around the $400 range, $400 range on the 21st of August of 2017. And it started making its move from there all the way up to where it's at now. And over here on the week of December of that same year, it started moving up. If you just connect that to the same high, but let's take this. Oh, sorry. That's really right there. Yeah, look at that. Right there. So the top of this mountain right here, the week of the 18th of December, and then the week of the 5th of April of 2021, which was, you know, 4 years later, and then the week of November of 2021, which was a few months after that. See these lines hit the top of that, hit the top of that week right there, and hit the top of this one right here. Really cool. Really cool. See this, how this works. See that? So it barely missed this one, barely missed this one, hits this one, but this is the channels that it's traveling in, and you can see the chain. It's just like a road. It's no different than a road. Okay, no different than a road. You see these. That's obviously a lane it traveled in. You can also take this from like right here, and this is really cool when you do this because then you can kind of take an idea of, yeah, there's another one there. Probably something like that right there. And then it's going to start one little sub channel right down here. Okay. These are all lanes that it's driving in. Bam. That is so beautiful. So if it comes down into here, look for it to bounce. If this comes, see this? If it comes in here, look at this to head this direction and bounce. Now, if it comes below this, watch out, because then we're looking at some real movement there. Okay? So be careful. But these are the lanes. Everyone wants it who's a trader. Anybody who owns Bitcoin wants it to travel in this lane right here, because this is the lane that goes to the moon. You could actually take this right here. Here's the, hold on one second. Okay, let's go back to the charts right over here. Right there. May 22nd. May 22nd, right here. Okay. So from here, May 22nd, when it was at like 6 pennies. This chart won't let me go any higher. It won't let me really strategically draw this thing in. At $5.45. It was actually closer to 6 pennies, but it won't let me get that close. Look at this right here, folks. People who say, now this is the highest point right here at the 73,000. But if it took the mountain right here, this high right here, that angle there, this thing is gone nothing. They all head to the same area. They all head to the same area. But this is where you want to take it to, the all-time high. This is just incredible. You see, so Bitcoin has played in this right here. Really, to be fair, you want to go there just like that right there. That's the line there. That's just May 22nd. May 22nd of 2010. Whew. And since then it's played. Now this is where you want it to play, because this is where it makes it go to the moon. Right here. Okay. That's the trajectory right there. Now, when you hit another all new high, then we'll move this line right here. But you can see the different lanes that it's traveled in. It's pretty easy to see. It had plenty of chance to travel in here. It never did, but it did get up in here after it started hitting the highs. Right now, you can see where it's at, and it's obvious that it's trending down. It's obvious to see. This is not a hard subject to follow. It's not a hard subject to follow. Just like that. Bam. Hit the top of this one where it hit the all-time high. Hit the top of this week. It hit through these ones right here. But look at those candles. And it's traveling in that channel right there. That's where it's traveling. It's obvious to see. Probably more something like this. See that? Where it hit the bottom of this week right here. It hit the bottom of this one right here. It barely went through here. See that? So it hit all these pain points right here. But this is the lane that it's traveling in. And it is traveling down right now. Just like it did here. And then as it made its way, then it made its way back up, right? Which is this is what it's going to do again. You see here, just this same motion that it made here, or even more like right in here, it's making the same reaction here. So this is pretty cool to watch what it's doing here. Let's take a look at this.
And whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged is something that would be a better deterrence because then boosting Trump back in 20.
Can you imagine this? What a moron. This lady is so stupid. Listen, they're wanting to jail you for your personal opinions that you make. What an idiot. This lady is murdered and caused murder and rape. Good thing that money doesn't know who you are. Money doesn't care your color. Doesn't care if you're an idiot like her or you're an idiot like me. It doesn't care. All it knows is exchanging hands. So once you learn how to play the game, and if you don't have credit, you're not even in the game, guys and gals. I'm sorry. Those of you who think you're rich, and I was with the guy this last week. I said, why don't you put your roof on and pay with your HELOC? And he goes, why would I do something that stupid? I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you're going to spend your cash. You're in your 60s and you're still working. You have $1 million house, but you borrowed money against your house because you can't make ends meet and you want to keep your lifestyle up. So who's the stupid one? The more money that people have, the smarter they think they are. I remember when I made my first million, I thought I was 6 foot and handsome. I'm a little fat now, but I'm not even close to being 6 foot. Oh, boy. What a moron this lady is. I'd hate to be this stupid and still living. No wonder Bill had fun in the White House without her. All right, let's see what this dummy's going to do.
Yeah.
How are you?
Who are you?
I'm Agent O'Donnell with the FBI.
Can you give your full name, please?
With the FBI, he says.
Is that sufficient to identify as the only one O'Donnell affiliated with the FBI?
In New Hampshire, yes.
Could you please state your full name, sir?
Could you please stop recording?
No. It's First Amendment right.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Could you stop recording, please?
Absolutely not. You can show me your name and identification, or I'm going to go back inside my house.
Okay. I don't really want to broadcast my...
Oh, this is going out right after you guys walk away.
So that's why I'm not going to...
So you can show me your name or ID, you can walk away.
We just want to talk to you.
I'm not going to talk to people who claim to be federal agents unless they can show me identification.
Okay, well, you see our badges.
I need to see... Is your full name on that badge?
No.
I'd like to see something with your full name or I'm not going to talk to you.
I prefer you not to broadcast it.
This will be going online as soon as you walk away.
Well, all I want to do is talk to you about a post that was made, and if you
Well,
happen to be the one that made the post.
I want to talk to you about you guys coming here. Say you make a salary of, I don't know what, low 100K? You guys making six figures? Factor in 50% expenses, overhead, maybe 100% expenses. Talking about burning a couple $100 an hour just here, let alone all the time you guys are spending to investigate something that you know is not against the law, right? Like
So
you're familiar with. So then why would you come?
Because we wanted to make sure that there weren't any.
No, you're coming because you're part of a regime that does this kind of thing when you know laws aren't being broken, and that's an embarrassment, man. Didn't you guys read the Constitution? Do you not believe in America? Like, how do you do your jobs and go home?
We appreciate it.
You're walking away. Because nothing we did is against the law, and you guys are fuckheads that try to act like bullies. And I hope you go home and are embarrassed. You can't even say your name on camera because you know that what you're doing is embarrassing. You know Americans that believe in the Constitution think you're laughable. And you go home and you think about...
I love that. Kick them out. I'm for the FBI, though. Hey, we have to have these guys. We have to have them. They're like, okay, they made a post and it hurt our feelings. This is where we're going, America. Is this what you want? Because this is what you're going to get. And those of you who don't have credit, you're screwed. You're screwed. When this financial system fails, and they said it's going to, there's nothing wrong with it. We're coming to the end of it. That's what we're doing. We're coming towards the end of it. It's not that it's failing. It's just that it's just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin has 21 million coins that's ever going to be mined. And then the equation is full. It's made, it's done. The mathematical equation is already mined out the 21 million. And at that time, you can keep spending it and it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger, but they're never going to make more than 21 million. Okay. In the same way with our economy, our financial system is hitting the end of the equation. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the end of it. And we're going to have to come up with something new, which is going to be pretty cool. I'm not going to want to go through it, but I'd rather go through it with credit than not have the credit, because the banks are trying to start a digital currency inside the bank, not a crypto, something different. It's going to be it's going to be interesting to see. Now I'm getting old, so I don't know how long I'll live, but hey, look at all these people. They bust into dumbhead Kamala Harris's. All these people, they bust in. Oh, look at that. Bam! The shooter. Here's the shooter. That's the guy who tried to kill Trump. All these people get paid to go to her rally. How did that happen? Interesting. Interesting stuff. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this world. Hi, Elon. This is just new posts. We're just looking at news going on Twitter. They made this joke video about Kamala Harris, and the governor of California made it. So you see what they're trying to do. Communism is coming to our doorsteps. Is this what you want, America? Well, you vote for this moron, and this is what you're going to get. I'm sure she's a perfectly fine McDonald's ex-employee. Very interesting. First of all, Mark Cuban can't afford $43 billion, so no. Mark Cuban, no. And he's an idiot, so no, I wouldn't. I'm sure he's a great guy. What's Taylor Swift doing? I don't like to see old women dressed up like that. She's getting a little chunky, but she doesn't look good dressed like that. Ooh. Perfectly nice lady, I'm guessing. But you know, when you get a certain age, you got to stop dressing like this because nobody wants to see it. Interesting stuff. The art of fighting without fighting.
Pretty hard. There it is. You want to beat me pretty hard because I'm going to knock the fuck, I'm going to knock the ass off.
Can't listen to this because they're cussing. The art of fighting without fighting. They're going at it. That little guy ain't taking no crap. I love it. Ooh, they're going at it. I love it. That's a tough dude right there. A lot of strange stuff going on. Okay, I don't know about that. Uh-oh. Street fighting. Kids don't fight. Well, it happens. Uh-oh, now he's going to get him in the chokehold, make him pass out. He's out. I love this guy. I've been here. They arrested P. Diddy. What happened here? This is what happened. She took 3 vaccination shots, and this is what she got. Lord help her. All right, let's see what these.
Yeah, and I'm taking this shit. Take the bitch.
Security guy here not taking no crap, and the guy behind the counter is black. He don't want this guy in here. Obviously, this guy's acting stupid. Oh, there's Granny. All right, guys, we're going to call it a night, okay? Thank you for watching. It's Fly Mackey here with Smart Money Culture TV, and we're out. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. Hit that link below, smartmoneyculture.tv/credit, and apply today.